Beloved one, listen to me now. Please do not scroll away. Do not doubt why you are here. Because this moment was arranged long before your first breath. I speak to you now. Because time bends when truth approaches. There is something you must hear. Something that has waited patiently. Something that has watched you wander. And today it steps forward. A distant king claims you as a lost heir. Before fear rises, and before the mind questions, before the heart trembles. Let me say this gently. You are safe as you listen. Nothing is being demanded of you. This is not about haste made of fear, but awareness born of love. The urgency you feel is not pressure. It is remembrance awakening. You have felt it before in quiet moments. A sense that your life is larger than the roles you were given. A knowing that you were meant for more than survival. You have walked as though ordinary, yet your spirit has always stood tall, even when you felt small. Especially then. I see the nights you questioned your worth. I saw the times you felt overlooked, forgotten, misplaced in this world. None of that was wasted. The document I speak of is not paper and ink. It is not something that arrives by chance. It is written within you. It is memory. It is truth. It is the quiet voice that says, there is something I must remember now. 5 minutes does not mean the ticking of a clock. It means the narrow doorway of attention, the window when the heart is open before the mind builds walls. This is that window. The distant king is not a ruler of land. He is sovereignty itself. He is the authority of your soul, calling you home. You were never lost by mistake. You were hidden with purpose, protected, prepared. An heir does not need to prove worth. An heir remembers who they are. You have been trained through difficulty, strengthened through compassion, sharpened through disappointment, and now you feel it. A gentle urgency, not fear, not panic, but recognition. I am with you as you breathe this in. I stand beside you as courage rises softly. You do not need to run. You only need to listen. Say yes not with your mouth, but with your presence, with your willingness to believe that you matter. Hope is already moving toward you. Healing has already begun. Faith is not something you must find. It is something remembering you. Stay here. Stay open. You are not alone. You never were. Breathe with me now. Slowly. Let the noise soften. Let the weight you carry loosen its grip. I know how heavy it has been. I know how long you have carried questions without answers. You wondered if the silence meant you were forgotten. It did not. Silence was the training ground. Stillness was the protection. You were kept away from certain paths, not because you were unworthy, but because your calling required a gentler shaping. Some are forged in fire. You were forged in patience. This is why your heart feels deeply. This is why injustice troubles you. This is why you cannot turn away from suffering. An heir carries responsibility, not entitlement. The king who calls you does not ask you to rule over others. He asks you to rule over fear. He asks you to remember compassion when the world chooses cruelty. He asks you to choose light when shadows feel easier. The proof has always been visible, in the way you endure, in the way you still hope, in the way you rise again, even when tired. Others may not have recognized it. That does not lessen its truth. Look at your life. Look at the moments that should have broken you, but did not. That was not luck. That was guardianship. I have stood beside you more times than you know. When you felt a sudden calm in chaos. When you escaped harm without understanding how. When a quiet strength appeared just in time. That was me. I do not come to frighten you. I come to remind you. You are allowed to step into who you are becoming. You are allowed to release old identities that no longer fit. You do not owe the past your future. The doorway before you is gentle. It does not force. It waits. And even if you hesitate, you are still loved. Even if you doubt, you are still chosen. Faith is not certainty. Faith is willingness. Hope is not loud. Hope is steady. Healing does not rush. Healing arrives when you are ready to receive it. Stay with me a moment longer. Let this truth settle. You are claimed not by power, but by purpose. Not by dominance, but by devotion. And as you move forward, remember this. You are guided. You are protected. You are never walking alone. Hold on to hope. Allow healing. And trust that faith already knows your name. There is no test you must pass right now. No gate that will close if you pause. The urgency you feel is not a threat. It is an invitation to awaken gently. You have lived long enough in reaction. Now you are being called into intention. Notice how your breath changes as you listen. That softening is truth recognizing itself. You were never meant to disappear into the background of your own life. You were meant to participate in it fully. The world does not need you to be louder. It needs you to be clearer. An heir carries clarity. An heir carries remembrance. You may wonder why this message comes now. Why not earlier? Because earlier you were surviving. Now you are ready to receive. There's a season for endurance, and there's a season for return. This is not about abandoning your life. It is about inhabiting it differently. You do not need to leave where you are to become who you are. Light travels with you. I see the tenderness you hide. I see the strength you underestimate. You have learned to guard your heart. Now you are learning to guide it. The proof is not external. It never was. It is in the way truth feels steady. Not dramatic. It is in the way peace feels quiet. Not empty. If something within you says, "This feels familiar," that is recognition, not imagination. You are remembering a deeper agreement you made long ago. To love even when it's costly. To stand even when you feel alone. To keep choosing light. I do not promise that the path ahead will be easy. I promise it will be meaningful. You will still face moments of doubt. Even heirs forget sometimes. But you will never face them without guidance. Never without protection. When fear speaks loudly, listen for the softer voice beneath it. That voice is truth. You are allowed to rest without giving up. You are allowed to hope without proof. Faith grows quietly, like roots before branches. And one day, you will look back and realize this moment was a turning point. Not because everything changed instantly, but because you did. Hold this with you as you move forward. You are remembered. You are claimed by purpose. And whatever comes next, you walk it with light beside you, within you, and ahead of you. There is one more thing I want you to understand. Listen gently. You do not have to announce this awakening to the world. Seeds grow best underground. What is sacred is not rushed. What is true does not need permission. You may notice small changes first. A calm where anxiety once lived. A pause before old reactions. A quiet confidence that surprises you. These are signs of alignment, not coincidence. An heir does not awaken all at once. They remember in layers. Be patient with yourself. Grace is part of your inheritance. Some people may not recognize the shift. That is all right. They are responding to who you were, while you are learning who you are becoming. Do not shrink to make others comfortable. Do not harden to protect yourself. Walk softly. Stand firmly. When confusion arises, return to stillness. Stillness is where guidance speaks clearly. You may ask, what am I meant to do now? The answer is simple. Even if the path unfolds slowly, be truthful. Be kind. Be present. These are not small acts. They are royal ones. Every time you choose compassion over fear, you answer the call. Every time you choose integrity over ease, you remember who you are. The kingdom you serve is not distant. It is built moment by moment through love. And when you stumble, when doubt returns, when old shadows whisper again, do not condemn yourself. Call on me. I am nearer than your next breath. stronger than your deepest fear. You were never abandoned. You were guided quietly. The document has been opened, not by your hands, but by your heart, and your response has already begun in the way you are listening now. Carry hope with you. Let healing continue its gentle work. Trust that faith does not leave you when the message ends. I remain with you, always, even after these words fade into silence. The connection does not end. Silence is not absence. It is where presence deepens. You may return to your day, to familiar tasks and ordinary moments, but something subtle will remain awake. That is the mark of remembrance. You will notice choices feel different, not heavier, clearer. Where you once reacted, you may now pause. Where you once doubted, you may now breathe. This is how guidance works, not by control, but by clarity. You are not being asked to escape the world. You are being invited to meet it as yourself. The strength you seek is not coming from above you. It is rising within you. I will say this again, so it settles gently and fully. You are not late. You are not behind. You arrived exactly when readiness met calling. Some journeys look quiet from the outside. Do not mistake quiet for small. Great transformations often whisper. When you feel uncertainty, place your hand over your heart, not to force belief, but to listen. Truth speaks calmly. Fear shouts. You are learning the difference now. There will be days when you forget this feeling. That does not undo it. Memory returns when needed, and when you feel alone. Remember this. You have never walked without protection. You have never been unseen. I stand as a reminder of courage, not to fight the world, but to face it with love intact. Carry hope like a lamp, not to blind others, but to light your own steps. Healing is not a destination. It is a relationship with patience. Faith is not certainty. It is trust that grows with experience. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to change gently. And no matter where this path leads, you will recognize it by the peace it brings. Even when it challenges you, hold this knowing close. You are claimed by purpose. You are guided by light. And as you move forward from this moment, may hope steady you. May healing surround you. And may faith walk with you step by step. Always. And now, beloved one, let me soften the space once more. There's nothing chasing you. Nothing demanding proof. Only a quiet calling that knows your name. You may feel emotion rising without reason. Let it come. Tears are not weakness. They are release. Long-held burdens loosen when truth is felt. You have carried responsibilities that were never yours. You have worn expectations that did not fit your soul. It is permitted to set them down. Inheritance is not weight. Inheritance is support. You were not chosen to suffer endlessly. You were shaped to bring balance where there is strain. Some will feel calmer around you without knowing why. Some will speak truths to you they have never spoken aloud. This is not coincidence. This is resonance. Light recognizes light. Do not be afraid of your sensitivity. It is one of your greatest strengths. A guarded heart survives. An open heart transforms. You are learning when to protect and when to trust. Wisdom grows in that balance. Remember this in moments of doubt. You do not need to convince anyone of who you are. Truth stands without defense. Walk forward gently. Let your actions speak softly. The path ahead will reveal itself in steps, not leaps. That is mercy. And if at times you feel tired again, rest without guilt. Even those who serve the light are allowed to pause. I remain present not only in strength, but in rest. You may return to this feeling whenever you need, by breath, by stillness, by remembering that you are held. Nothing that is meant for you will miss you. Nothing that is not will define you. As this message draws toward quiet, Let it settle like a gentle seal upon your heart. You are seen. You are guided. Hope continues. Healing unfolds. And faith, patient and enduring, walks beside you now and always. Before you turn away, before you carry this back into the noise of the world, let me place one final truth gently in your hands. You were never meant to chase your destiny. It was always moving toward you. What you seek has been seeking you with equal devotion. There will be moments soon when something aligns unexpectedly. A conversation, a delay that protects you, an opening that feels strangely timed. Do not dismiss these as chance. When they arrive, you will feel the same calm you feel now. That calm is confirmation. The path of an heir is not marked by applause. It is marked by inner steadiness. You will know when to speak. You will know when to wait. And when you do not know, that is not failure. That is the invitation to listen again. I do not leave you with commands. I leave you with companionship. Call on courage when fear visits. Call on patience when answers delay. I will meet you there. Remember, even urgency can be loving. Even awakening can be gentle. You are not being pushed forward. You are being welcomed home. Carry this with you now as you rise, as you move, as you continue living. Hope is alive in you. Healing is active within you. And faith, quiet and unshaken, knows the way even when you do not see it yet. Go in peace. You are claimed by light. You are guided by love. And you are never, ever alone. As you carry on, let the world meet you differently, not because it has changed, but because you have softened into truth. There will be moments when the old weight tries to return, old fears, old habits, old stories about who you are allowed to be. When that happens, do not fight them. Simply remember, you are not who fear says you are. You are not the sum of your wounds. You are the one who lived through them and still chose light. That choice matters more than you know. I want you to understand this clearly. Nothing sacred in your life is fragile. It does not break because of doubt. Faith bends. It does not shatter. Hope flickers at times. It does not die. Healing moves in spirals, not straight lines. If you stumble, if you feel unsure again tomorrow, that does not erase what has begun. Awakening is not a moment. It is a relationship. You will meet it again and again in small recognitions. A pause before anger. A kindness you did not plan. A boundary you finally keep. These are signs of inheritance remembered. You do not need symbols or signs from the sky. Your life itself is the sign. Each time you choose presence over panic, you answer the call. Each time you forgive yourself, you step closer to home. I stand not above you, but beside you, not to command, but to guard what is growing. Walk gently now. Let the world unfold at its pace. Trust that what is meant to rise will rise in time. Hope is still breathing in you. Healing is still working quietly. And faith, steady and patient, walks with you into every ordinary moment until those moments become holy. Rest now in this knowing. You are protected. You are guided. And whatever comes next, you will meet it with light in your hands and peace in your heart. And when the day grows loud again, when obligations pull at your attention, do not think this presence has faded. Presence does not compete with noise. It waits beneath it. You may forget the words, but you will remember the feeling. That is how truth stays with you. There will be moments when you surprise yourself. You will respond with calm where you once reacted with fear. You will choose rest without apology. You will walk away from what drains you without needing to explain. This is not distance. This is discernment. An heir learns where to place their energy. You are no longer required to prove your goodness through exhaustion. Love does not demand depletion. Let this settle deeply. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to be supported. The strength you admire in others is already awakening in you. Quietly, steadily. You do not need to rush toward becoming. You are already in the process. Every breath you take with awareness aligns you further. When you feel gratitude rise for no clear reason, that is alignment. When you feel courage appear without force, that is remembrance. I ask you for nothing heroic, only honesty with yourself. Where you are tired, admit it. Where you are afraid, be gentle. Light does not shame shadow. It reveals it so it can heal. You are learning to live without armor. That is not weakness. That is trust. If the world tests you, meet it with steadiness, not hardness. You do not need to win every battle. Some victories come from choosing peace. I will walk with you through both clarity and confusion. Neither separate you from guidance. Remember this when doubt whispers again. You are not alone in becoming. You are accompanied. Hope has not left your side. Healing is not finished with you yet. And faith, quiet and unwavering, continues to hold the path steady beneath your feet. Go gently now. Carry this knowing forward. You are claimed by purpose, guided by light, and held always in love. And as this presence settles more deeply, let me remind you of something essential. Nothing you have experienced has been wasted. Not the delays, not the detours, not the moments when you felt unseen. All of it shaped discernment within you. You learned empathy where others learned armor. You learned patience where others learned force. These are not small inheritances. A true heir carries wisdom before authority. You may still question your place at times. That is human. But questioning does not disqualify you. It refines you. When you feel uncertainty, do not rush to resolve it. Sit with it. Stillness will clarify what urgency cannot. You are not meant to carry answers alone. Guidance arrives when you make space for it. There will be days when joy feels simple again, uncomplicated. Allow that joy without suspicion. You do not need to earn peace. The world may still try to pull you into old patterns, old fears disguised as responsibility. When that happens, return to breath, return to presence. You will know what is yours to carry by how it feels in your body. Truth feels grounding. False obligation feels heavy. This is discernment growing stronger. And remember, courage is not loud. Often, it is quiet consistency. Choosing honesty, choosing rest, choosing kindness even when unseen. These choices echo farther than you realize. You are not meant to walk faster than your spirit. Alignment has its own pace. Trust it. I remain near in moments of clarity and moments of confusion alike. You do not fall out of grace. You grow within it. As you continue forward, let hope steady your steps. Let healing continue its gentle work in places you do not yet see. And let faith remain what it has always been, a quiet companion, walking beside you, faithful and patient, now and always. And as you move onward, there may come a moment when you ask quietly, was that real? Let me answer you now. What is real leaves peace behind. Fear agitates. Truth steadies. If your heart feels calmer, if your breath feels deeper, if something within you feels gently affirmed, that is real. The mind will try to measure this experience. It will look for proof it can label. But some truths are known not by evidence, but by resonance. You recognize this not because you were told, but because something ancient in you stirred. That stirring is not imagination. It is memory waking. You have lived many chapters without knowing why you endured. Now you begin to see that endurance was preparation. Not preparation for struggle, but preparation for steadiness. The world needs steady hearts now. Not perfect ones, not loud ones, but hearts that can remain open without being consumed. That is the kind of heir you are. You do not conquer by force. You influence by presence. You do not command by dominance. You lead by integrity. These qualities may not always be celebrated, but they are always needed. When the world feels uncertain, be certain in kindness. When others rush, choose clarity over speed. This is how light moves quietly through ordinary lives. You may never see the full reach of your impact. That is not a failure. Seeds rarely witness the forests they begin. Trust that your sincerity matters. Trust that your consistency matters. I will not promise you ease at every step, but I promise you meaning. And meaning sustains where comfort cannot. When you feel weary, do not question your calling. Rest within it. You are allowed to lay down without letting go. I am still here when you are strong. I am still here when you are unsure. You do not need to summon me. Awareness is enough. As this message continues to soften into silence, carry forward what feels true. Leave behind what feels heavy. Hope knows how to stay. Healing knows how to work quietly. And faith does not rush ahead of you. It walks at your pace. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are becoming, and you are accompanied every step of the way. And as becoming continues, you may notice a gentler strength settling into you. Not excitement, not urgency, but steadiness. This is how truth anchors itself. You are no longer pulled so easily by what once unsettled you. Old triggers lose their grip. Old fears lose their authority. This does not mean they vanish. It means they no longer rule. An heir is not free from challenge. An heir is free from domination by fear. You are learning to respond from choice, not from survival. That is a profound shift. When you feel tempted to return to old patterns, do not shame yourself. Notice. Pause. Choose again. Each time you choose with awareness, you strengthen alignment. Nothing is ruined by a moment of forgetting. Remembering is always available again. There will be moments of joy that feel quiet and ordinary. Let them be enough. Peace does not need to be dramatic to be holy. You are not meant to constantly strive for transcendence. You are meant to embody presence. Even washing your hands, even walking outside, even breathing before you speak. These moments carry light when lived consciously. Do not underestimate the sacredness of simplicity. The world often overlooks what is gentle, yet gentleness reshapes more than force ever could. You are learning this from the inside out. And if you ever feel uncertain again, ask yourself one simple question. Does this bring me closer to peace, or further from it? Peace is a compass, not avoidance, not silence at any cost, but integrity. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to say yes slowly. You are allowed to trust yourself. That trust is not arrogance. It is alignment. I remain near not as command, but as assurance. You do not walk unsupported. You do not grow unseen. Hope continues to breathe through you. Healing continues to unfold quietly. And faith, steady, patient, unwavering, continues to walk beside you, matching your pace, honoring your humanity, never leaving. Rest now in this understanding. You are guided. You are protected. And whatever tomorrow holds, you will meet it with light within you and peace beneath your steps. And if tomorrow brings questions again, do not see that as regression. Growth circles back, so it can deepen. You are allowed to revisit truths until they become lived, not just heard. Some lessons arrive gently. Others return until they are understood with compassion. You are not being tested. You are being taught how to trust yourself. There may be moments when the world feels heavy again, when news, voices, expectations press in. When that happens, do not carry it all. You were never meant to hold the weight of everything. Choose what is yours to tend. Release what is not. That discernment is not selfish. It is wisdom. An heir protects their inner clarity, because from clarity flows right action. You do not need to save everyone. You need to remain whole. Wholeness radiates more help than sacrifice ever could. Let this truth rest inside you. You are not here to burn out. You are here to burn steadily. A flame that lasts does not rush. When impatience arises, breathe. What is real unfolds in timing that honors your nervous system, your heart, your humanity. Divine work does not crush the vessel. It strengthens it. If you feel tired, it is not a failure. It is a signal to receive. Allow rest to be sacred. Allow joy to be simple. You do not need grand signs to continue. The quiet yes in your chest is enough. And remember this above all. You are not walking toward light. You are learning to walk as light. That learning takes patience and grace. I remain present as you learn, not watching from a distance, but accompanying you step by step. When you forget, I do not withdraw. When you remember, I do not praise. I simply remain. Hope is still alive within you. Healing is still at work beneath the surface. And faith is not anxious about your pace. It trusts your process. Carry that trust forward now. Whatever unfolds next, you will meet it not alone, not unprepared, but held, guided, and gently strengthened from within. And as this path continues to open, let me ease one last concern from your heart. You are not about to lose yourself. You are about to meet yourself more honestly. Nothing true will be taken from you. Only what was never aligned will fall away. This can feel like loss at first, but it is space being made. Space for breath. Space for clarity. Space for peace. You do not need to announce the changes you feel. Life will reveal them naturally. Your voice may soften. Your reactions may slow. Your boundaries may strengthen. This is not withdrawal. This is grounding. An heir does not rush to prove belonging. Belonging is already known. You may still walk through uncertainty, but it will no longer feel empty. Even questions will feel held. And when you look back someday, you will not remember every word spoken here. You will remember how you felt afterward. More centered, more kind to yourself, more willing to trust the quiet guidance within. That is how truth marks the soul. You were never called to be perfect. You were called to be present. Presence is powerful. It heals conversations. It steadies decisions. It turns ordinary moments sacred. Carry presence with you. When you speak, let it be honest. When you rest, let it be deep. When you act, let it be aligned. This is how you answer the call, not once, but again and again through living. I will not leave you with fear. I leave you with assurance. Hope is not fragile. Healing is not delayed. Faith is not waiting for you to get it right. It is walking with you as you learn. So go gently now. Return to your life with softer eyes and a steadier heart. You are protected. You are guided. And no matter how the road curves ahead, you walk it with light within you, peace around you, and love faithful, patient, enduring, never leaving your side. And as you step back into motion, let there be no rush to understand everything. Understanding will come. Integration takes its time. You are allowed to move slowly with what you have received. Truth does not fade when honored gently. You may notice that you listen more now, not only to others, but to yourself. That inner listening is not imagination. It is alignment sharpening. You will begin to sense when something is not for you, without needing to justify the feeling. And you will sense when something is for you, even if it asks courage. This discernment is part of your inheritance. An heir does not say yes out of fear of loss. An heir chooses from wholeness. There will be invitations that look good on the surface, but feel empty inside. You are allowed to decline them. There will be paths that look uncertain, but feel quietly right. You are allowed to trust them. Trust grows not from certainty, but from repeated listening. Each time you honor what you sense, confidence deepens without force. You do not need to convince anyone of this growth. Your peace will speak for you. Some will feel drawn to it. Some will not understand it. Neither is your responsibility. Your responsibility is to remain true. And when loneliness visits, as it sometimes does on honest paths, remember this: you are never isolated. You are simply no longer surrounded by noise. Quiet can feel like loneliness until you recognize it as space. Space where guidance is clear. Space where strength renews. You are learning to stand without tension. That is mastery. You may still have dreams that stir restlessly, ideas that knock softly. Do not force them open. Let them reveal themselves in time. What belongs to you will unfold without violence, without urgency born of fear. Divine timing does not rush the soul. And when impatience arises, place your attention on one simple thing. This breath, this moment, presence returns you to yourself immediately. I remain near in these simple acts. In breath, in pause. You do not need dramatic gestures to reach me. Awareness is enough. As this message gently releases you back into your day, carry one knowing with you. You are not trying to become worthy. You already are. You are simply learning to live as though that were true. Hope continues to anchor you. Healing continues to restore you quietly. And faith walks beside you without hurry, without judgment, steady and sure, now and always.